As the deer pants for the water, so my soul longs after you. You alone are my heart's desire, and I long to worship you. You alone. You alone are my strength, my shield. To you alone may my spirit lead.
A good Saturday morning to you, my dear brothers and sisters. It's a day when we just discuss, share the little knowledge we have about the church and deepen it more with research to just inspire each other about certain things about our Catholic Church for you to strengthen your convictions and also to know something that probably in the early days of Sunday school and catechism lessons you never had a chance to. And one of those questions came from a member this week who said, Father, this week we are reading so much about the book of Maccabees, especially in the first reading when she goes for Mass. Now, can you please explain to us, because I don't find this book in my Bible. Is it that I'm using a wrong Bible, or there is something maybe I need to know regarding this? And I said, very good, that's a nice question. I'll be answering that on Saturday, and I felt I should give to this member who sent a question. I appreciate those of you who sent questions. You just inbox me and we'll be able to look at them and probably get some time to answer them. Father Chisomo welcomes you here to answer a very, very important topic in my opinion. Why do Catholic Bibles have more books than the Protestant ones? What happened? Why? Why? We cannot go deeper into history or defense of the Catholic Church, but I just want to tell you truths as they are, because the truth cannot be buried. It's the truth. So you're all welcome in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Desire and I long to worship you. You alone are my strength, my shield. To you alone.
I think to begin with, a more better question perhaps could be this, to start with. Who put the Bible together? About who wrote the Bible, we don't need to discuss this. It's not the Catholic Church. It's not any members of the church. It's not any of the popes. We know the writers of the Bible, because the books themselves, they tell us. We know who wrote the letters, St. Paul, who were his disciples, St. Timothy, and all that. We know where these books come from. We know who wrote the Gospels, and we know who wrote the New Old Testament books. They were there. But who put it together? We begin from there. Who put these books together? The Old Testament books and all of the New Testament books were basically put together around the year 300 AD. Now, let's start from there. The year 300 AD, you also get around at the same time when the New Testament canon was already, in shape. We're talking about the 27 books that would become the canon of the New Testament. So the shepherds of the church, by a process of spiritual discernment and investigation into the liturgical traditions of the church spread throughout the world, had made it clear at the Council of Rome in the year 382, they gathered under the leadership of a Catholic Pope Damasus, promulgated the 73 books that we now know of the Bible. The Bible, number of books in the Bible is reaffirmed by another Council of Hippo, 393, and another one at Carthage, 397. So what do I mean by a Council of Rome, the Council of Hippo, the Council of Carthage? These gatherings, an ecumenical council, I would say, where the Pope and all the bishops of the world come together to discuss matters of doctrine, to discuss matters of faith. And after those meetings, decisions are made. So when I talk about the Council of Rome came up with the compiling all these books, 73 books that we find in the Bible, we are trying to say it was not one person, it was the entire church. Now, what is that church? It is not the Protestant church. They were not even existing at this time. Let's call a spade a spade. There has not been any church existing after the death of Jesus. It took almost 1,500 years for the so-called Protestants to start. So before Protestantism, and remember, the one who started Protestantism was not a Protestant, was a Catholic priest by the name Martin Luther, who drifted away from the church. We can discuss the reasons for that later. If someone is interested, you can always ask that question to know what made the divisions and all that. There are truths that cannot be hidden. But more than anything, to focus on the topic for today, these 73 books, what are called the Catholic canon, are what you find in the Catholic Bible. So my answer begins from here. A serious Catholic should have a Catholic Bible, because that's the Bible that has all the books in its entirety. And I'm going to explain to you why. So the Catholic Church did not add any books to the Bible. Remember, the Catholic Bible has 73 books. The Protestant Bible has 66. When did the Protestant Bible start? It came later with Martin Luther, and the history you can read online and all that. I'll speak about that around the 16th century, where they literally, and I'm using the word literally, removed books from the Bible. And not just removing, they tore. Martin Luther himself, in front of people, he tore the books from the Bible. And what are some of these books that were actually torn? And I'm going to mention them. It is the book of Tobit. It is a book of Tobit. If you have read the book of Tobit, there is nothing in that book that would make someone remove that book from the Bible. But what's the reason? Because the book of Tobit speaks about angels and all that. They don't want people to know so much about angels. Then there's a book of Judith. You can read that. Then there's a book of 1st and 2nd Maccabees, because the Protestant founders did not want people praying for the dead. The book of Maccabees teaches about prayers for the dead. This was in the Bible. Remember, these books existed at the time of Jesus, and there are references from different New Testament writings to these books. They are Jewish books to be treated just like all the other books. They were used and read by Jesus himself, and they removed them. Then there is a book of wisdom, which you find, you read that book, and you ask yourself, how could someone remove this? They were removed because what those books teach are contrary to what they wanted their followers to follow. I have a link of one of the pastors who speaks about how evil it was, and it's not even a Catholic, how evil it was, how bad it was that Protestants removed those books. And it's one of the famous pastors we have today. I can send a link on that. If you have access to good internet, you can watch that YouTube video. And he speaks about the centrality of the Mass. That pastor speaks about the beauty of the Catholic Church. He says, without the Catholic Church, Christianity would be dead. So when someone comes to tell you we know the Bible better than the Catholics, you tell them, yes, you are right. You may have read it more, but you're not the one who put it into place. Without the Catholic Church, there would be no Catholic, there would be no Bible. So when a Protestant tells you this is a Protestant Bible, you don't have it doesn't even exist. You just copy and paste. When you copy in the exam and you claim that this essay and whatever is mine, it's not yours. You are just another person stealing from the truth. There is only one Bible, and that is the Bible we talk about, the Catholic Bible. The rest are just copies from that Bible. Now, so some people say, oh, it is these books are in Scripture. There's nothing in Scripture about these books until you read them. The truth is, portions of these books contradict the elements of Protestant doctrine. As for example, 2nd Maccabees 12, which supports prayers for the dead. I mentioned that, and also a belief in purgatory. They don't want to talk about purgatory. They don't want to talk about prayers for the dead. So they say, okay, it is. That's why they tell you, why is this purgatory? It's not in the Bible. It is in the Bible. Tell them. Where is the doctrine of praying for the dead? It's not in the Bible. It is in the Bible. Tell them you removed from the Bible so that you run away from the truth. The truth cannot be hidden. And the reformers needed some excuse to eliminate them from the book. So they use this as, no, these teachings are not good. This teaching are not good. We remove from the Bible. So it's good also to notice something very interesting here. One of the things, the two pillars of the Reformation, one of them is the sola scriptura. It means the Bible alone, only the Bible alone. Now, how can it be the only Bible alone when you yourself, you are actually the one taking books away from the Bible? Which Bible alone is this? It's a self-defeating doctrine. It violates its own affirmations. It's like saying we only believe in this just because you have actually removed something from that which you are supposed to believe. So whether Protestants teach, or you Catholics, you speak about purgatory, or you speak about prayers for the dead, understand them. You don't even to get angry with them and all that. History is as it is. You tell them you are right because you don't know the Bible. Or they will tell you, no, which Bible? Show me the verse. You tell them, you come, we show you the 7 books that were removed by your founders. For what reason? I don't know. The Bible tells us no word that is in the Bible should be removed, and they did that. And I know many non-Catholics today, Christians, are reading the Catholic Bibles. One of the websites I use, which is a Protestant website, has the Catholic Bible in all the languages. Because many pastors now realize, wow, there is something that we are missing. And that something we are missing is in these books. I tell you, if you read the book of wisdom, you wonder how could someone remove that from the Bible. If you read the book of Ecclesiasticus, you read about Maccabees, you read the book of Tobit, about the power of healing and the visit of Angel Raphael for healing. You wonder, how could people remove this? It was all for personal reasons, other than doctrinal reasons, other than faith reasons. It was just to hide the truth from the people. And what happened? Why did these Bibles become so popular? Because with the Germans discovering printing, Luther and others were Germans. So they printed this Bible with 66 books and they spread it so widely, more than the Catholic Bible, and gave free copies. And these are the Bibles you find today, the Gideons and all that. They are printed and given for free to sell their agenda. But just because something is popular does not mean it's complete. So today, if you ask me, and my sister who asked, get a Catholic Bible. Online you can get them. It's not even something that you have to struggle finding as if they are not found. They are everywhere. Just look for a Bible that is complete. Now, someone in the house now may be saying, Father, but I have the Bible that I have is for 66 books. Does it mean it's not okay? No, it is very okay. Use that Bible. Whether they call it the King James Bible, whatever, these Bibles are super okay. They are very okay. There is nothing wrong with them. Only that you find that those 7 books are missing. So, if for example, you have the Good News Bible and does not have, but even the Good News Bible now has both the Catholic version and the other version. So, if you have the Protestant, the Bibles most Protestants use them. Only that you need to read more by getting the Bibles with the other books, because it does not mean that when we speak about Genesis in the book of in a Protestant Bible and Genesis in the Catholic Bible, they are not different. They are the same things. They are the same things. That's the New Testament books. The 27 books are the same in the Catholic Bible and the Protestant. So remember, you are not reading something that is different. You are just reading a copy of what is from the original. I hope you understand this. So those who have that one, keep them. They are good Bibles. And whenever you have to refer, don't feel like something is missing. It's just that you need to get something more. So let us read this copy of the original Bible, the so-called Protestant Bible. And also we can read our Catholic Bible, which has all those books. And I tell you, dear Catholics, we can take a challenge next year. We can take a challenge next year to read these 7 books. And I think in a year we can be able to finish them. They are extremely beautiful books. They are extremely. beautiful books. And even you'll be surprised that even the book of Daniel and Esther, the Protestant founders removed even some chapters from that. Why would someone on earth be cutting out the information from the Bible? What are you hiding away from people? Are you telling me what people have kept, not even just from the time of Jesus? Old Testament books were there even before Jesus, before the incarnation. They have been existing. The Maccabean Jews and all that lived thousands of years ago. I mean, even way before that, books of Isaiah and all that, the book of Daniel was written generations back. How would someone be so clever to remove those? Because those chapters and those books are speaking about some doctrines of the Catholic Church. I would put it like this. If I'm dating a woman and we divorce, I'm sure, and we separate, sorry, I'm sure any story about her, I'll consider it wrong. So when someone comes to tell me, your wife Anastasia, your girlfriend Anastasia is this and this and this and there is this, I will make sure I remove anything that has to do with her. This is the story. Was it wrong? Was it right? No, history is there to judge us. Are the Protestant Bibles bad? Surely no. You can use them, you can read them, but enrich yourself by having a Catholic Bible as a Catholic. So when someone asks you some questions of faith, refer to these books. You tell them, yeah, we understand. Your questions are valid when you ask about prayers for the dead, about purgatory, or about angels being sent to help some people, like, for example, Tobit and all that. We understand. You don't know this because you have not read. So your ignorance and your intellectual humility is accepted and is understood. My brothers, I wish you a beautiful weekend, and my sisters, may God be with you. Please bring those questions. Just ask an admin. They will be coming to me. We shall see what we'll prepare for you, what we get within this week for next year. Don't be afraid. You are in the right path. And whenever there are doubts, please come forward. And we are there to support each other. May God be with you. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Longs after you. You